Hello. Okay, everyone, welcome to the channel. We are going to be streaming live the simultaneous display of chess grandmaster Marian Petrov. Should be starting very soon. So, yeah, most of the kids are online. We should expect about 19 people. Please note, you are not allowed to join the simultaneous match if you did not register. So the people who are going to enter later than 5 past, and also I'm checking who registered. We won't admit you into the simu. You are welcome to watch and follow. I'll be commenting as well as Grandmaster Marian Petrov will also say some of the things he's thinking during the games. And when some of the students are done, they're also going to join us on Zoom and maybe ask questions, and some of them will just watch along. Yeah, we hope you enjoy it. And if you haven't subscribed already, please subscribe to the channel. And we should be starting soon. Marian, are you there?
Yes, I'm here. Hello, guys. Hello, dear man. Nice
How
to
are
see
you today?
Yes, I'm fine. Looking forward to meet all those players.
There's a lot, 19 of them. So are you on leeches now already?
Yes.
Okay, has the thing started? I'm not seeing the window live. Yeah, we must just be careful. I must also fence that we don't take people that didn't sign up. So
yes.
so far it seems that yeah, all of them checking out. There will be many people watching because I've shared it to the public, but we also don't want anyone who's playing here who hasn't registered. Okay, so that's very important. But yeah, you seem to be good. The chat is popping. The kids are chatting. So I suppose when you are ready, you can start. No, just
Okay.
wait. We have one player. We have one player who's still trying to sign up, to sign in. He was quickly creating another Leeches account. So let me just verify if he's been able to join. But otherwise, whilst I check, maybe, sorry, if we can just take maybe 5 minutes to make sure he's online. Could you just introduce yourself to everyone watching? We are also live on YouTube, so the YouTube people are watching us. So you can just say something short about yourself before we start. But it looks like the games are starting.
Yes, hello guys. My name is Marian Petrov, and I'm a grandmaster from Bulgaria. I also do a lot of coaching in the last years. I have been coach of the different national teams. Wales 2 times to 2 Olympiads. Last Olympiad I was coach of Japan. And I have, of course, many private students. I have wrote a few books as well. One of them is, I think, it was very good about modern Benoni. Yeah, so this is what I can. There is one more guy, Samuel. Huh? He also wants to join.
Who is it? Samuel, yeah, Samuel must be, yeah, he must play. Yeah.
Okay, so I think it's everyone. So can we start? 18 games?
No, there's not. It should be 19. We are waiting for Jacob. So let me just see if they are ready to join.
Okay, whenever you say, we can start.
Okay.
There are also many random people, but of course we don't know them. So
now the random people just ignore. Yeah, there are people maybe watching on YouTube, but they won't be allowed to play. Simply not accept. Only the people who joined. Or
unfortunately, we don't have a lot of time because if I play with 50 people, it will take all day. We don't have
too long.
Time.
The others, well, they didn't register, so they had to. This is a paid event, so the people are welcome to watch and observe what will be happening. But if you don't register, you are not going to play. Okay, so I'm just finding out if Jacob is he ready to play. Okay.
Yes, okay. So
there we go. Excellent. Perfect. Everyone is ready. We are ready to start. Enjoy the games. And all the best more. Okay.
I have never done this, so let's see how it's working this simu. How do I move from board to board? I have to figure out. Okay, now I see only one board. So what do I do? Okay. I think I have to find out. Yes, I'm playing on the boards where I have white pieces.
Or you start with the white pieces first, then you go to
I think I don't know if I have all boards white or is it random. I think my settings was that I had yes, random. So sometimes I play with black. Okay.
yes.
Okay. Right.
Okay, so they are.
Can you follow all the games or I don't know exactly, or maybe you can choose at some point.
Yes, I'll choose at some point. At the moment, it seems you are playing e4 on all the boards, e4,
Yeah.
e5. Best by test. Also easy to remember, I suppose, with playing so many, but there's also some Sicilian in some of the boards. Some of the kids are playing Sicilian as well.
Okay.
There's modern defense, my personal favorite. That's good to see.
I also play sometimes modern
There's
defense.
Arakan. Okay, good. This will be fun.
All kind of openings we have, yeah.
Yes, no, this is a good mix.
Where most of the guys are they from South Africa or from different places?
All these ones are from South Africa.
Okay.
Yes. I see Nicholas wants to join, but he's playing, so he's not allowed to join.
Okay.
So I hear there were one student was preparing with his coach before this simu to play against you. So it will be interesting to see if him and they were particularly working on the middle game.
Okay.
It will be interesting to see how he does. Let's see where he is actually. Yeah, so basically the strongest player in the group is just under 1600 or close to 1600 over the board rating.
Yeah.
And then I think we have a few players just below 1000. But yeah, all of them have experience playing some competitions and especially online. They have a lot of experience. I see there are boards here that are not moving. The boards for Jessica and Enrique and Porcupine. There are 3 boards at the bottom that are not live. Oh, they are moving. Oh, it's just my screen, which wasn't shown. Sorry. Okay, so there it's gone. There's a game. Okay, good. I've refreshed. Now all the games are live.
Okay.
So basically, the strongest player in the group is just under. Oh yeah, please mute.
Yeah, I think all the games have started.
Yeah, every game is happening. I refresh the screen. So yeah, I'll quickly see if there's any people chatting on YouTube to see what they are thinking. Yeah, guys. So those of you that are following live on YouTube, what do you think of the game so far? I'll be a bit more intentional to show the games. For now, they were still in the opening with all kinds of openings being played. Yeah. So it's very interesting to see. So I'll pick some games at random. So The strongest player in the group is Luanda Masoka, who is playing here the Petrov's defense. Not a surprise. So he would have prepared, I suppose, maybe. So let's see what ideas he has in the Petrov's defense. Although, do you recommend, Marian, for junior players to play something like the Petrov? Especially when they've not gone over 2,000.
Well, yeah, you can choose any opening if you know the ideas. Actually, I don't think there is a bad opening. Of course, there are some openings which are leading to more sharp positions. Others are leading to more solid and calm. It depends what is your style. I think you have to pick the opening depending on what is your style. If you like to attack and to play more sharp, choose something more aggressive and more interesting. If you prefer to be more solid, yeah, you can play like Petrov or some lines which are not so sharp.
I see. So it's a lot about the style of play that is important than maybe the opening choice, you say.
Yeah.
Okay. One of the prominent chess people here in South Africa at this point, who runs the biggest online platform for chess, is saying good luck to you, Mr. Paul Wilson from South African Chess Hub. Thank you all for the well wishes. I'm sure the grandmaster, whoever he has his hands full. 19 games is a lot.
Yes.
And then Nick said, yeah, no, sorry, Nick, you cannot join. You had to register for the event. It was one of the requirements. We have 15 people watching live. That's quite nice. Thank you for everyone who's watching. Please, if you have not subscribed to the channel, go ahead and do so. And also like the video. Share it also with other chess players and share it in chess groups. Let's get the event as wide as far as possible. Your support in this is appreciated. Yeah, there will be a lot of benefits from this. The kids, when they are done, they are also going to get a chance to ask some questions. Yes, I had gone to one board. Sorry, I'll go back to all the boards. It is a bit challenging to show all 19 boards. I'll try to go from one board to the other over time. Yes. Okay, so let me go on each board once the first time. So wait. This person wasn't supposed to be playing. Nick said. Anyways, we'll sort it out afterwards. They are the ones that said they thought they could join, but yeah, we'll discuss with them afterwards. But they were not supposed to join. So then it means we are missing one person. We had 19 people who signed up. So if someone else, anyways, we'll see. Okay, so let's see Samuel. Okay, so we have the Alekhines defense here. No, not the Sicilian defense. Okay. So the C3 variation of the Sicilian. Okay. Then let's see Akshay. One of the high-rated players in the tournament, very well prepared. He's coached by actually one of the best chess players in the country, international master, Watuko Besi. I don't know if you know.
No, I don't know many players from South Africa.
But Watuko Besi beats Judith Polgar in a rapid game in the 90s. Yeah, in a Rui Lopez. Very nice game. He showed the game. I was quite impressed. He's also beaten Peter Leku at some point. I think it was in the Olympiad. So this is one of his students that is playing. We don't have the board numbers now, but yeah, you are playing some Sicilian defense. Okay, he plays open Sicilian, not a surprise when you're being taught by IM. main line should be the way to go. Also, that's another question I have for you. Do you think kids should play mainline openings or should they settle for sidelines?
I think it is good to study the main lines, yeah, because they can learn more ideas which are more kind of standard, and it's good to have some practice in the main lines in order to get used to the most common types of pawn structures and positions. Otherwise, if you play only side lines, it could be good for a while if you surprise your opponent, but I think if you just play on random lines, it will not help your development too much.
I see. Okay. Okay, so here we have e4, c5. Bishop b5 is the Moscow, is that? If I still remember. In the Sicilian, against knight c6. No.
Yeah, the Rossolimo line, yeah, it's quite
Also
popular.
limb. The name was not coming to mind. Yeah. I played that actually a lot against knight c6 because I have this basically system of taking on c6 and then going for this idea of c3, d4, and then b3, bishop b2. I've played it many times online and over the board with reasonable success. White seems to have a very simple plan. I think I read this concept in the one book by, is it Slobodan or someone? No, I can't remember. But it was Chess School, I think it was the title of the book. Yeah. So interesting position, or at least there's definitely some interesting games so far. I'm going to go through all the games. So for the parents that are watching, don't worry. All your children's games will be shown live. I'll go through all the games and I'll be commenting on the games as they go along. So what has been the most surprising game so far in this simu for you?
Yeah, so far everything is normal. Yeah, most of the kids are doing well. No one is losing still. So after the opening, they have good positions, which is nice to see.
Okay, that's good to hear. All right, so I think I last seen this one. Let's look at. All right, so here there was the Evans Gambit.
Yeah, there is one Evans Gambit. Yeah.
The game that comes to mind is the popular win by Kasparov against Anand.
Yes.
I've also tried Evans Gambit a few times, but I think with mixed results. Mostly I win, then maybe sometimes I lose if I lose the thread by gambiting a bit too much. This is another question. Do you think this gambit style of play is really good, but also is it something that young players should try to play?
Yes, I think it is good. Yeah, if it's good for them because it develops the attacking thinking and the calculation also. So overall, it's a good idea.
Okay. Okay, so here we have old crush rod, Caro-Kann advanced variation, LEC5. So this bishop f5 move has now gone out of fashion, it seems. c5 immediately is the popular one. Okay. And here we have a young player who has ambition to become a chess grandmaster, who's playing Luke JB. It's a Sicilian. He played a sideline. Oh, he's changed his opening to e4. He'd been playing a lot of systems with d4, but now he's playing e4. Although still not playing mainline, but at least more closer to his style. He's quite an attacking player, but I think he was playing slower positions, which wasn't allowing him to express his talent in attacking, or at least the inclination to attack. And then Ruru victory, d4, c5. Very nice trap. So for those who are watching, can you see why here Marian Petrov played e5 in the game against Ruru victory? Now, isn't this just giving away a pawn? What is this? A chess grandmaster blundering a pawn on live television? Not possible, right? Can you find out why he played this move? Is this just a blunder or there's a trap? So I won't give away the answer, because Ruru victory didn't take this pawn, which looks like it's just for free. So for those that are watching on YouTube, comment. And also for our parents who are on Zoom who want to attempt to answer this, you can go ahead and type in chat, is this a mistake to take on e5? What is the trap? If you can find out. Very nice trick, by the way. Okay, so let's see another game. Arjun Amar. Okay. Kyoko piano. Yeah, this will be a long game for sure. Alright, so okay, something. Oh wait. So then some person playing, it looks like a Caro-Kann, yeah. Here's another player also with an ambition to become a chess grandmaster. So we have a few people playing this simu whose desire is to become a chess grandmaster. Now, do you normally encourage that the children should have this desire, or how do you speak with children that want to become grandmasters, or young players that have this goal to become grandmasters?
Yes, I think this is very good to be ambitious. So I encourage them, if they're ambitious, to follow their dreams. And those guys usually they work hard because they have some goal, so they want to achieve something.
Yes.
While the others who are playing just for fun, sometimes they're just not paying enough attention. Maybe they don't put enough effort, so they just want to play, for fun, and they don't have some ambitions to do something. So it is good to work with, of course, with people who are more ambitious, because then you can try to help them to raise their level, and you can see the benefits of the training.
Well, that's a good point. So you advise for students, like I usually ask chess students, what is your goal in chess? And I would say more often than not, they don't even have a goal.
Yeah.
So you would encourage them to actually set a goal even before starting to take coaching things or playing tournaments and so on.
Yes, if they have a goal, it's better, of course, because they they want to follow this plan and to become a better player. So when you're ambitious, I think it's better.
Okay. All right. So here we have Daniel Simu. Playing with the white pieces. It's a Sicilian defense. The O'Kelly variation. He did not fall for the famous trap that is in this opening. Now, here's another question. The Sicilian has so many variations. I don't think there's a defense for black that has so many variations like the Sicilian.
Yeah.
Which one do you usually recommend, I would say, for maybe players below 2,000 or players below 1,600, since that's most of the people in this group? Which Sicilian would you recommend that they play if they want to try?
I think maybe Dragon or Najdorf. I think it's a good idea.
Yeah. But then the pushback that I normally get in those two is that there is too much opening theory. So they feel overwhelmed that they cannot memorize all of that. So should the young players really be memorizing all of this, or should they just maybe learn enough? Or I don't know. How do you deal with this when people are not yet maybe over 1,600 and they don't want to maybe memorize all the, or should they just to memorize all the lines and each Giri is teaching them on chessable and all that?
I think it's possible to play sometimes Sicilian even only if you know the ideas without memorizing too much, because, for example, if you play only Najdorf and if you just learn this setup with Schwenningen when you put your pawns on d6, e6, and then basically the ideas are more or less similar in many situations. Of course, white has plenty of options, but black is developing usually in the similar way. So it's not so different between the other lines. So that's why if you just, for example, play only Dragon, in Dragon you know that there is more or less there are two lines for white. When he's playing this attack with bishop e3 and castle, you have to learn this, and the other lines are considered to be not that dangerous. So I think, yeah.
Okay. So I keep hearing you repeat the point about ideas in the opening. So do you think young players should focus more on understanding the ideas and the plans of the opening rather than just memorizing the variations without really knowing what the plans and the ideas are?
Yes, I think ideas are more important here, because if you know the ideas, even if you don't know the line, you know what the setup should be, and it can help you to find the best plan.
I see. Yes, I was actually very encouraged by one of the stories you told in the one group class that you did last month with some of the students, and you're mentioning that someone had prepared the French defense against you, but this wasn't the opening that they normally play.
Yeah.
And you didn't change your normal system or your normal lines that you play there, because you backed your understanding of the resulting middle game position better than the person who maybe learned the opening to surprise you.
Yes, exactly. If you have played one position many times, even if the other guy has prepared something, okay, what can he get? Some kind of equal position, let's say, but then you know the balance in the middle game because you have played it many times, and maybe he played it for the first time. So the chance for him to choose a wrong plan is quite big. And yeah, I think experience helps especially in the middle game, when you know the position and you know what you have to do. Also, you know what he has to do. So when you see that he's playing some strange move or strange idea, then you just think, oh, something is wrong here. You know that something is wrong, and you can try to punish, to see what is wrong and to punish your opponent. Yeah,
that's very good advice. Definitely, because usually you see with a lot of the I mean, okay, I keep saying young players, but in general, many chess players, especially even club players. I'll speak because I'm also still a club chess player. When I speak even with adult club chess players, they still have this sort of psychological barrier of the fear of the opponent's preparation.
Yeah.
Like there are players I play here at club level who never play their normal moves against me. Because many years ago, when I was still very much an ambitious chess player, I also had a goal to become a chess grandmaster, but somehow maybe I realized it was more difficult than I thought. So, anyways, I became a chess coach. So I used to prepare quite a lot with. I followed all the 2700 games, and I would find many ideas from their games. 2700 chess used to have an option to download PGNs from each tournament that is played by 2700 players, and I would just download them immediately, play through the games, just familiarize myself with the moves, and I would try some of these things at club level, and people were shocked at how well I played the opening. So they now, and I would prepare specifically for some opponents and get some results. So now this sort of stays in people's minds. So when they play me, someone who always play e4 suddenly plays d4 and plays some what is this, the London system or something, because they fear that maybe I have prepared. So what do you think players should do to address this fear of the opponent's preparation, apart from understanding the middle game?
If you know your opening and if you know your lines, you should be not afraid that something might happen, because if you know that the line, you can see many games of grandmasters and they have good positions. Yes. And the chance that you play with some genius who suddenly finds a completely new move and new idea, it's very slim. So you just have to follow this what you know, and it should be all right. If you have seen this, if you have played this already, and you see that it's not losing anything, there is no reason to be afraid.
No, that's true. Yeah, no, courage is the key. But it's easier said than done. One of the favorite excuses you hear from chess players, I lost because of my opening. I think one opening that has been given the blame more than anyone, at least in my experience, is the French is a stupid opening. I don't know if you have heard this one before.
No. There is no stupid opening. I think every opening is good if you know the ideas.
Indeed. So I see you have already won one game. You won against Jacob. Let's quickly see the game. It's a pity. He did not see the checkmate threat.
I don't remember what was.
Okay, it was the Scotch game, and he exchanged everything. Played very aggressive, to be fair, and then managed to hang a few pieces, and then the checkmate. But yeah, he will learn from this. We'll get him to join maybe the Zoom, and he can also follow and listen in and find out how he can improve on some of these mistakes. But okay, at least I commend him for playing aggressive moves against the chess grandmaster, because normally I think this is another issue maybe we can discuss. When kids play higher rated players, or especially titled players, they are almost petrified, or they already tell themselves that they will lose. What was your experience when you were playing higher rated players or titled players before you became a chess grandmaster? How did you deal with this?
Yeah, of course, when you are very young, and first of all, you have to get used to play with adults, because one thing is playing with kids like your age, and when you play adult, you think, of course, oh, those guys are much better, so what should I do? But I think you should be not afraid, because everyone has started from somewhere, and the fact that they are adult, that doesn't mean that they are much better players than you. And even when you play with adult, you can say that you know that this guy already has maybe reached his peak, because he is, let's say, 40 or 50 or And when you are 10 or 15, they don't know how good could be you. Even you don't know. So maybe potentially you can be much better player.
Yes.
So there is no reason to be afraid. Yeah.
No, that's true. Yeah. No, it's an important one. In my experience, I also used to struggle a lot with nervousness when I played, some higher rated player or some uh, titled player. And I think the biggest thing I first had to admit is that if I go into the tournament, into the game, thinking I'll lose already, then why play?
Yeah. Mm.
Maybe I must just try and allow myself to see, to test my strength against. And usually, what helps is when you can get a result against a higher rated player or even an adult. I started to play tournaments quite late in terms of age, is what they say. I played tournaments already, rated tournaments at 15 or 16. So at least I didn't really have too much to struggle with the older person. But with kids, usually younger than 12 years old, playing an adult seems very scary to them because they think, wow, it's an adult. But when they realize that chess, you play with your brain, then it becomes a bit easier. But yeah, it's getting over the fear of losing, I think, is the psychological problem. One is to somehow.
Oh, here there's one game in which I made a big blunder. And maybe now I can lose against Daniel.
Daniel, okay, maybe
Very nice combination. And now I'm in big trouble.
He's a tricky customer.
Blundered.
But okay, to be fair, I'm asking you to do a lot of things. I'm asking questions, you are playing, and all the rest. But,
okay, now the game will be more interesting. Let's see if I can escape. Okay, not only I lost the pawn, but my bishop is under attack.
Yes, with knight b5. Okay.
So now what to do? There are not so many options, by the way. If I take the knight, lose the queen. I don't have any useful move for the bishop.
This is an interesting one.
More or less, I have to move the queen back. What to do to defend? Yeah. Well done, Daniel. It was a nice trap.
He's a very tricky customer. I know. He has surprised a few people before, but okay. I mean, he still has to win, which is an important thing about this. Is also bring a nice topic. When they can get an advantage against higher rated player, the tendency is they will still not believe they can win somehow.
Yeah.
And also not to get excited that you get an advantage, because you still must win. As I think it is said that the most difficult position to win is a winning position.
It's true, yeah.
There's a lot of pressure.
Also for me, yes. I also sometimes struggle with the winning positions. Okay.
Yeah. There's too many things to manage. Okay, so this one is an interesting moment. Let's see if Daniel can manage this now psychological pressure of having a pawn up.
Okay, at least I managed to castle, which is good. So I'm not going to be checkmated.
That's true. Okay. So let's see. Whose game have I not seen yet? Okay, so Kaylee, we looked at the game briefly. What was the opening? Let's just see. Okay, so e4, d5. Yes, okay. So it was Scandinavian, but now it has just become some position. All right. Let's look at Chris. So Chris is having some challenges with his king safety, but there's an option to go to the other side and castle long. Just quickly see what happened. E4, C5. So the main line. Yeah, okay, the move A4 is a bit interesting. Maybe with a plan to go knight B5, so bishop B4 to stop it. Queen D2 and knight E4, putting pressure on the pinned piece. As chess kids teach us, PP on the BP. Put pressure on the pinned piece. Yeah. Queen A5. Yeah. Definitely some pressure. Okay, let's try to open everyone's game at least once, and then we'll go back to the big screen.
Yeah.
Okay, so welcome, Jacob. Maybe you can type me a question if you have a question about your game that you played that I can ask the grandmaster, or also if there is no noise where you are also welcome to unmute and say the question yourself. That's also fine. So whichever one you prefer to send a message, you can send a message to me if you want to send a message, but if you want to...
What,
Okay.
Mama?
Who's talking? Okay. Is Jacob still on? I saw he joined the meeting. Just quickly check. All right, thank you. Jacob joined, but I think he left the meeting somehow. But we'll see if he comes back again. Okay, so I looked at this game, Jacob's game we saw, and Enrique lost his game also. Let's quickly see what happened. I have to say, a lot of the kids are playing quite fast. They don't seem to be using too much of their time.
Yes, yes. All the time I'm at the move, so they think only a few seconds maybe. There are some people, of course, who think, but most of them just play really very quick.
Yeah, though here's another also question, learning moment maybe for me and for everyone listening. I have been coaching now for maybe 5 or 6 years, and one thing I cannot coach properly is time management. How do you get kids to think more and not just play instantly?
Yeah, it's not easy. It depends personally. You cannot force them. You can tell them 100 times to think, but still there are some who don't listen. So it just depends on the kid.
I see. Because I don't know if you heard the... Okay, it's a checkmate. Yeah, king safety. Many of the kids will be learning this from today's game, so your king must always be safe. The most important factor in any chess position is the position of the king. You must keep your king safe at all times. It will thank you for it. Because I see even one of my students here, he has more time than he started with. He has 20 minutes and 48 seconds.
Yeah.
And he's somehow down with a rook. But and we've been discussing how not to play. He's played in some tournaments and he's lost a few games because of playing instantly. But you see, one thing I read in one of the books, it says that one of the reasons the kids play instantly is because they don't want to deal with the stress that they could lose the game. So they just play instantly to avoid thinking about what will happen at the end. And that definitely made a bit more sense. When I chat through it with some of them, they were agreeing that, yeah, it is part of it. But sometimes they just lack patience. They just want to move. And then usually they make a plan. Okay, so what really wants this? Okay, so Italian game. And then fork happened on the board. Knight on the edge is grim. Usually the knight should not stay too long on the edge for no reason. Yeah, okay, some problems now to deal with. So I think we have looked at all the games that are happening now. So beside the game with Daniel, that's the only one where you are down in material. Everywhere else is fine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Mhm.
Yeah. Okay.
Careful not to make another blunder here. Okay, so did most of the guys from Cape Town or from Johannesburg?
Actually, a lot of them are from Cape Town, Western Cape, the province name. So on the form, when they were signing up, I noticed a big group of them. Okay, which is not a surprise because Elite Chess is based in Cape Town, so a lot of our advertisement would be for the would be in the Cape Town community groups and all these things. So usually we are going to have more people from Cape Town, but yeah, there's also kids from the other province, Eastern Cape. There's quite a big group as well there. Maybe we have about 5 of them, and yeah, so I think it's mostly all Western Cape and a few from the Eastern Cape. Oh, actually, I was making a mistake. Nick did sign up. He's one of the people who signed up, but he had joined the Zoom meeting. That's what he said. He wasn't sure if he should have joined. So all the people that are playing are the ones that signed up, the 19 players. So it was a false alarm. Okay, so and Daniel is putting pressure. I see.
Yeah. He's playing really well.
He's playing well. Okay. So one of the parents suggested that he told his son to walk around the room so that he doesn't play too fast. So if he's playing in a tournament, I do see him. That makes sense. When he's playing in tournaments, he does walk around quite a bit. So then I suppose it makes sense. That's one practical way. I don't know how true this is, but apparently the Soviets tell their kids to sit on their hands. Is that true, or is just?
I don't know. Yeah, some people say it is, but not completely sure. But it's possible. I have this also.
I see. The story of Jan Nepomniachtchi is very funny, though. The challenger to the world. Oh, now he's going to be playing with Ding Lorraine. Apparently, that might be also not so clear. Anyways, I'm getting distracted. But he said that he used to play very slow when he was young. And then his coach told him to play as if he only has 1 minute on the clock.
Oh.
So then he started to play so fast. And even now as a super grandmaster, he still plays quite fast. I don't know if you saw the Armageddon match with Nakamura for the Fisher Rapid Fisher World Championship, Fisher Random World Championship.
No, I haven't seen it.
Oh, okay. He was blitzing quite fast. I mean, he had equalized in the one position, but then he started to play instantly, and Nakamura managed to swindle him somehow, and Nepo ended up blundering everything. So I think for me, the biggest lesson I've seen that playing fast, and you can tell me what you think, playing fast isn't the problem, but playing instantly is the problem. Because one can try to have more time than the opponent, which is a good habit, but you think in the critical moments, but you don't play too slow or play instantly, where you just move without thinking. Is this a fair assessment? What do you think?
Yeah, I think there are some people who can play fast, but you need experience, and also, of course, the chance to make a blunder is very big when you play very fast.
Yes, yes. No, without the question. Playing instantly is a recipe for disaster. I speak from experience many times where a game is, I'm winning the game, and then I relax because, I mean, what can the opponent do?
Yeah.
I don't know how many times I've said this, and then afterwards I play instantly and lose the game, and I cannot believe that I managed to blunder. But if you play instantly, what can you expect? But yeah, it's much easier. What was your experience with the time? Were you on the extreme of playing slow or playing too fast? What was your experience? Still now, of course, but maybe when you were younger, but now as you are still playing, what is your time management?
Yeah, usually I'm okay with the time management. I don't have some big issues too much.
Oh, okay. Is this the same even when you were still younger? You were playing with a good time management?
Yeah, of course, occasionally there are always some games where you can be in time trouble, but most of the time I don't have very big issues.
Okay. All right. So, guys, you're welcome. The parents and the students that are on the Zoom meeting, you're welcome to send direct chat messages to me. Just find me on the chat, send message to Dion if you have questions for our grandmaster. I'll ask him. The kids that have finished playing, Jacob and I think Enrique, if you guys also have questions that you want to ask, please go ahead. Also try to ask him those questions as well. Yeah. Okay, so there are still 17 games happening.
Yeah.
There's a Chris 2011 is surprised. He's saying that in the Leech's chat, you have a counter to everything. He had prepared e4, c5, knight f3, d6, and not c6. So he's out of prep, it seems. So apparently Daniel prepped for you, hence he's doing very well. He says I prepped knight c6 instead of a6. But I'm glad to see that some of them actually took time to prepare, which is a good sign. It's a good this is a good advertisement for chess in South Africa, because I believe that here in South Africa we should be getting more students that are showing ambition to go to grandmaster level. I mean, why not? When the opportunity is there. But yeah, it must be encouraged. So well done, guys, for at least taking time to prepare. Chris has been saying he didn't prepare this line. He is not. He's not happy with the surprises that you are showing. Okay. Yeah, I know. These are just some general messages. So no chats from those who are on the Zoom meeting. Jacob, do you have any question about your game with the Grandmaster? Oh, okay. Yes. So sorry to hear that you were stressed. We were just talking about that, me and the Grandmaster, that there is, of course, maybe let me ask you, why were you stressed, so that I don't tell you something that won't apply to you? What was the reason you were stressed? So that we can maybe discuss some advice, because in the end, the goal is to really help you guys to improve going forward. Oh, okay, I see. Okay, well, sorry about this, but yeah, it is important to have a calm environment when you're playing. Okay. yeah, you must try not to be distracted. Any noises or any outside influence can cause you. Concentration is important in chess. So sorry about this experience, but at least for the next time, just try to make sure when you are playing any game for that matter, to have a very quiet environment without any distraction so that you can concentrate as much as possible. Or yeah, but especially before the game, if there's a disturbance before the game, when you do start the game, your mind is still remembering that, and you are not able to concentrate early enough. So one of the best things to do is to try and forget everything before the game and just try to focus as much as possible. It's easier said than done. It is a hard thing, but you can practice it, because that's one of the most important things that you need is to concentrate when you are playing. I don't know. What do you give advice to Jacob about concentration when there's distractions before the game?
Yes, concentration, of course, is important, because sometimes you can play well and just when you have to think, let's say when your opponent is thinking and you think, okay, now I can just walk around the playing hall to see what is going on, which is not a bad thing, of course, to walk, but sometimes you can just lose concentration and then come back to the board. Maybe you have to think again, not because when you're away from the board and you can think for many other things, and you just have to focus and go back to the position, because you can have some plan. Let's say, okay, while you're walking, you can say, okay, if he plays this, I will play this and this and this. But then you have to again check on the board, because it is one thing to imagine it in your mind, but of course, when you go on the board, you have to see if you have missed something.
Yeah, I also am learning from this. This is my biggest mistake when it comes to concentration. I can visualize the board quite well usually, but then I think that I have seen everything, so I don't have to check it one more time, and then I end up making a mistake. The funniest moment from this experience happened in a blitz tournament once. I ended up capturing my own piece because I had calculated the variation ahead, that it's takes, and then I captured my own piece and I lost because of the illegal move. I think back then it was one illegal move you lose. So that was maybe the most extreme case of that situation. Yeah. Now, concentration is important when you're playing at all times, especially when issues like stress and nervousness affect the players. It's a lot of the mistakes, especially with the kids. I give them a lot of leeway, because when they are under pressure, it's difficult for them to show their best. But it's to teach them how to deal with that pressure and that stress or nervousness. What advice can you give maybe to some kids on how to deal with nerves and pressure and stress during the game, and or before the game and during the game?
Well, yeah, it's, I think, different for every person. There's no general recipe, because some people are just naturally more calm. Others are always worried about something. It could be anything. So it depends from everyone. But if you are too stressed and you're always afraid to lose, I think you just have to not to think too much about the results, but just to focus on the play. Okay, I have one very interesting position. I don't know what is going on, but let's see, against Masoka, there was some
he is strong.
tactics, so maybe, I don't know, I can miss something very easy. A little bit risky. I went for to win some material, but of course my king is very exposed. I don't know if I can survive this. Let's see, now I have to take. And either I will be checkmated, either not.
Yeah, but I think allowing to take the rook was a mistake by him. He should find something better there, no?
It's
Yeah, but it's a strong. 95 is strong. And then if you don't get checkmated, you win pieces.
yes.
Yeah. But he's for sure one of the more the tricky ones. A lot of them actually. They are very ambitious young players because it already shows everyone who's signed up for this. Not saying those that didn't sign up are not serious, but signing up to such an event shows dedication and interest to some level. And of course, it's a special experience to play with the chess grandmaster. Only less than 2,000 people have this title since 1950 when it's been given out officially. So, yeah, it's somehow rare. But, yeah, sorry, you were saying that if they are too afraid about the result in something like this before the game with Masoka became interesting.
Yeah. Yeah, they should not think about the result. It's easy to say, of course, but we should just focus on the game. Like many strong players, they said you're playing against the pieces, not against your opponent. But of course, it's difficult to ignore who is your opponent.
Yeah.
Oh, there are some games in which I forgot to move for a long time. Okay. Because you just see, sometimes you click on the same games and meanwhile you forget about others, and I just noticed that few of the games I didn't move anything for half an hour.
Oh, wow.
Because I just play the same boards. Okay, now what is going on here?
There was a result. I had the result somewhere. Where is the result?
I'm not sure.
Oh, wait, it was a capture maybe. Because I had the sound of. Okay. Okay, let's see what's going on here against Nathan. So, do you think in any of these games there's one game you could lose?
Yes,
what you can see?
against Daniel, probably I will lose. Because now he's very stubborn. He wants to take all my pawns.
One of these main qualities is he likes to grab pieces. But yeah, in the past I have warned him he can end up getting carried away with taking stuff that he forgets to win the game. So I'm interested to see if he's improved his technique. Because he's one of our students at Elite Chess. So his coach, I'm sure, is watching the game closely to monitor if he's improving his technique. Because he can get carried away when he starts taking stuff. Then he forgets that the game actually is not won by capturing, but either the opponent resigns or you checkmate somehow. Now, but it does look dangerous. It looks like he has a. Yeah, your pieces are not working together somehow.
Yeah, I think I'm totally lost here.
Yeah, but just keep playing. This is for me the one thing I've learned about the strong players. You guys never resign. I've never seen strong players resign, even if when the position is very bad. And then when I'm playing on the other side, I'm like, why aren't you resigning? It's losing. So now I get frustrated. This is one of the reasons why I don't win most of my games. In general, I don't really get in trouble chess-wise against most players because I usually prepare quite well. But the issue is that when I can get frustrated. Then I'll ask this question, since I also struggle with it. How do you deal with the frustration of the opponent not resigning and you cannot maybe find the killer blow? And then sometimes you end up rushing and then you throw away your whole advantage. And most of the time, even lose that game.
Yeah,
What's
it
advice?
happens. It happens even to me. Yeah, so it's quite possible. Yeah, something like this to happen. Well, yeah, you just have to try to play until the end and to find the best solution. So now we have to see what to do here. Some difficult positions. Okay.
So with Masoka is done with an exchange, but the king is a little bit. Yeah, how to bring his pieces to attack. Samuel is playing some endgame, and Nick. Okay, but this is a blunder from Nick. Now the knight can just jump to f3 and pick up the queen. Again, another lesson for those who are watching on YouTube. Avoid pushing pawns in front of your king for no reason. Because pawns cannot go back. And every time the pawn moves, it leaves weaknesses. The pawn, when it was on g2, it was doing a good job. It was defending the f3 square and the h3 pawn. But by it moving twice forward, even though it is attacking, it is leaving some weaknesses behind, which is a very important concept. Every move in chess either does some good thing, but there's usually some drawbacks, some disadvantage. So if you want to play more stronger moves, always try to find out what is the drawback of the opponent's last move, because it's quite surprising sometimes how many they can be, even though it seems their move is very good. Okay, so this endgame with Samuel looks soon to be over. When your king comes here, you take his pass pawn. He had the right setup, pass pawns behind, the rook belong behind pass pawns. But yeah, the pawns go up in value in the endgame. So I never saw anyone answer in the chat on YouTube or here on Zoom about the position I gave earlier on. Let's see if what game was it now? It was against Ruru Victory. There we go. Yeah, it is correct. Well done. So yeah, one of the parents managed to find the trick. So capturing on e5 was a big no-no. Okay, I can play the moves if I go here. So this was, oh man, what's going on? Okay, so the reason why the grandmaster hadn't blundered a pawn, not yet anyways, before Daniel. So here he did, this wasn't a blunder on move 4. It was a very nice trap. If the knight would capture on e5, then queen a5 is a double attack. Very common tactic in chess. Happens more than any other tactic. There, the knight would just be taken. So a little tactical trap that could have won a piece. So this brings me to the next question for you, Marian. Should kids learn like opening traps in general?
Yes, yeah, I think it's very important because it can help you to win many games very easy. So you have to know, even if it will never happen, but it's good to know the ideas. Because you can understand now when the other guy makes a mistake, you can say, oh, I know that this is a mistake and there was some kind of win. Okay, what is going on here now? Actually, I think Daniel maybe
he went wrong.
Blunder, maybe, yes, I think he made a blunder. Because
that's what I was worried about. He usually starts well. He's up. Oh no.
My pawn is still alive.
Oh no.
Yeah, it was pity because he was completely.
Yeah. But you learn, and I was saying that now also for those who are listening in, this is the secret of strong players. They never give up. They keep playing and playing and playing. And if we are not careful, we can fall into this. Now the game is lost. Rook b6, there is rook a1 check. The king must come up. And when the king goes up, then suddenly Daniel will find himself a rook down. It is very sad because here, when I last looked, when he played rook e5, he even won an extra pawn. I don't know why he took. You see, this is again another thing. The young players just like taking stuff. They never work out if the cap. So this is a lesson for everyone. Don't just grab stuff. To take is a mistake. I think Grandmaster Igosmianov likes to teach this. But of course, does he say you must never take? Of course not. But work out if the exchange works for you. He didn't have to take your knight. Couldn't even take the pawn on c4. Yeah, well, it's a pity. Because now he just gave you an advantage, and I'm sure he's thinking now, but he's very disappointed with himself. But he will learn from it. I mean, it's not pleasant to think you could have won against a grandmaster, albeit in a Samo, but still, that would have been, yeah, well, unless you return the favor also and give away your rook.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's not going to happen. Yeah, they must learn. It's not easy. So chess is not easy. Yeah. Okay. So it is really an issue that needs to be worked on. I think maybe one thing we can plan in the future is you can do some group class on winning technique or something like this. Maybe some of, yeah, because it happens so often that a lot of the children get themselves in winning positions more times than not, and then just throw them.
Yeah.
Yeah. There is a lot of pressure, as you have also said, and I'm also saying in my experience, it is very possible to throw away a big advantage sometime. But yeah, we need to offer solutions so that such. One of the best ones that I read about in one of the books by Grandmaster Ata Yusupov, the Build Up Your Chess and Boost Your Chess series. One of the things he said actually was, when you are winning the game of chess, you need to concentrate even more than when you are not winning.
Yeah, because you know that you need only a few moves to finish the game, so you have to pick and choose these moves very precisely.
Yes. And I never learned that before. It was quite a meaningful thing to learn, because one thing was what I usually do, and I think this is also the problem with, of course, this is just me generalizing, it's different for everyone. But usually what happens is that I relax. I'm asking myself, why is the player still playing? They are simply losing.
Yeah.
There's no reason. There is no reason to play on. So now I like what you said earlier. You said keep playing on until the end. So for me, I sort of played the game 75% of the game. That last 15% where I need now to keep pushing. If I'm in a winning position, then I relax. Like, why is the player playing on? They are now wasting time. We could all go home and all of these things. And now I get distracted from the job of monitoring counter threats, and then suddenly I lose the game or draw the game. So yeah, let's try to organize something like that where we can
Yeah,
teach the players some of this technique.
Sure.
Okay, so oh, it almost looked like it was saying you had lost a game, but I was surprised. I had to check twice. Okay, so I'll just remind some of the kids who are finishing now to join on the Zoom meeting so we can also hear their questions. Also, if you have questions for the grandmaster or for those who are watching on YouTube, you're also welcome to send messages. We want to find some stuff to talk about as well on Zoom. Please send messages on chat, and wherever you can send messages, send the messages. I'll get to them and try to find as many answers as we can from our esteemed guest. So let's see some of those games. So Daniel is still playing on, but yeah, sadly with a rook, minus a rook. But yeah, he will learn. So let me ask actually from those who are in the Zoom meeting to also hear your experience and even the parents. How do you deal with the disappointment of throwing away a big advantage when you are winning and now you just throw it away and suddenly you are faced with sudden defeat from a completely winning position? Anyone who wants to contribute their thoughts anyway, like I said, the messages can come wherever you can send messages. I'm interested to hear also the feedback from those of you who are participating and who are listening in. Okay, so Masoka continues to bring all of his pieces against your king. So.
Yeah.
It looks a bit dangerous. As the one principle of attack says, one must always believe in their attack, especially when it's not sound. Because if you do not believe it, it cannot work. And vice versa for defending. If you are defending, you must always believe in your defense. So maybe whilst I'm waiting for messages, I can also ask this question. How much do you think belief plays in the role of competing in chess?
Well, okay, you always have to believe in your position. And you have to, of course, try to be objective. So when, of course, you always want to win, but if you see that the position doesn't allow you to play for a win, you just have to maybe play more safe and just to be sure not to lose the game. Because yeah, there are many people who just pushing all the time, and in the end they lose because they try too hard to win even when this is obviously not possible.
Okay, yeah, that's an interesting point. I'm remembering last month in September, I played against this woman international master, very strong player from Algeria. She's married to one of the top players here in South Africa, international master Henry Steele. So we were playing in our game, and at some point, I offered a draw. We were getting in time trouble, and it was basically no increment. We were playing over the board with 10 seconds increment, so it looked very tricky. It was complicated, and I didn't want to lose. So I offered a draw, but she didn't take the draw. She wanted to play on. But as it usually happens in these cases, when time pressure is involved, mistakes can happen. So I ended up winning that game. So my chat with her was quite instructive. This is what she said. She said that, yeah, well, a lot of the players in the tournament were offering a draw. Of course, she's higher rated than most of the players, being WIM and everything. But she was willing to play on in all the positions and risk losing so that she can learn from those losses somehow. So what do you think of this psychology she was carrying in the tournament?
Yeah, I think it's a good idea to play in general, to play all the positions, because you build your character and your ability to play under pressure, and it actually, I think it's not a bad idea.
Yeah, very painful one. She did admit, because when you do lose, no one. Yeah, this, by the way, for the parents who are in the meeting and everyone who's listening in, losing is always going to be painful for the 5-year-old and for the 95-year-old.
Yeah.
No one wants to lose.
Yes.
So Yeah, that's why I relate a lot when the kids lose and I see them crying sometimes. But the only
Yeah.
thing we can look at is we cannot change the result now, but how can we change next time? How to play better next time? How to improve the situation and how to gain more knowledge and all the rest? Because I think that's when the pain of losing is used most effectively uh, than maybe just crying and getting upset, but there is no effort that goes afterwards to try and get better. Yeah. But then I suppose it happens also with the goals of the player. That if the player is not very ambitious, they can cry when they lose, but they don't really try to improve on those losses.
Mm.
Okay, so I don't see any messages coming in. I hope everyone can hear me speak, or you hear me because I'm speaking with you. Maybe the people are more interested in the games. Let's focus more on the games and see what's going on. Okay, so what's happening here?
Mm. Mm.
Okay, so what are some interesting games for you at the moment that you're still playing?
Yeah, I'm looking at my soccer. Yeah, this is, of course, the most difficult game because it's very complicated.
He's throwing everything towards your team.
Yeah, because now I'm looking, I can take this pawn h5 or I can play f3. This is basically, I have only two moves. And both are looking, I don't know what is going on. f3, I cannot calculate everything, but I don't know if I take the pawn, what is his plan? What is going on? Rook h5, knight f3, bishop takes. Oh yes, and then I simply lose. Okay, so I have to go for f3. Knight take bishop 3, yeah, more or less. Oops, what happened? Yeah. Go quickly over the other boards to see what is going on.
Yeah, it definitely looks like a tricky position. And also maybe you are not able to organize counterplay easily, even though he's down with an exchange.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's see some of the games. Some of the players are in time trouble.
Yeah.
There's a minute and 38 seconds. Even though there's a lot of pieces still on the board.
Yeah, of course, most of them already with not a lot of time, yeah. So
yeah, but let's see how Chris is doing. He expressed his grievances for you taking him out of his prep. How do you normally deal with the situation when the opponent plays something that you that you didn't prepare for? How do
Okay,
you adjust your mind?
you just, yeah. It's not so important. Yeah, of course, sometimes when you have to play something which you haven't seen, it could be stressful a little bit that, oh, suddenly you have some unknown position, but sometimes you can maybe just can try to use it in your favor, because sometimes it can be refreshing to play a position where you maybe not have played before. So for you, it's a kind of new position, new ideas, and maybe not such a bad after all to play something different from the ones you play all the time, the same kind of positions.
No, I agree, but I think usually the issue is maybe, especially I think it's even in the nature of us as people, we don't like change. So when we see something unusual, very few players get excited that yes, it's a challenge, it's a puzzle. I'll try to see my understanding. What I normally encounter is the tendency that I lost because my opponent played a new move in the opening. And it's difficult to disregard that notion, but although I do try to show most of the time they lose because they make a blunder at some point. But of course, the part of the surprise, it's something. I think there's a saying that goes, "A surprised man is a half-beaten man." So when one is in surprise or is in shock, then they think there might be the opponent knows something they don't.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so for those that have finished their games, that have questions, again, you're welcome to send them on the Zoom meeting chat if you're on Zoom. But if you're on YouTube or anywhere you are watching this, please send your chats, or even on leeches. But I see a few players are on the leeches. Okay, so Nick says, good game, well played. Yeah, he did in the end resign after that. Knight fork. Knight's a tricky piece. So brings my next point of discussion. Which is better, the knight or the bishop? Or which one is your favorite, maybe? So did you hear the question?
Sorry, I was thinking something.
Yeah. It's still the Masoka game.
Yeah, I was going through all the games now, but
He is creating problems. So I see now he's opening up the king somehow. Oh, you had to give back the exchange, huh?
Yes, yes, but I hope to survive.
Yeah.
Are they only boys here, or there are some girls playing?
There are some girls which I'm quite happy about. Yeah,
Ah,
maybe 5 girls, if
ah.
I'm not mistaken, 4 or 5. It's quite nice to see them
You know,
play.
actually, probably know that recently on the Olympiad, they chose a new president of the African Confederation. Do you know who is the new president? Do you have
New
any?
president for South Africa.
No, no, not South Africa, for the whole continental African.
Oh,
Yeah.
no. I didn't follow those elections, but I think, yeah.
So for the first time, this is a female. This actually is a woman which I know from Botswana.
Oh, okay.
Pang. So she has become the president of the African Confederation. I heard that this is the first time when the woman has won the elections. So yeah, it's good that the girls and the women's, maybe it will be a boost for them.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Definitely. Yeah, no, we definitely support girls in chess. I mean, they can play, that's for sure. They just
In
need to
South
be
Africa, I
supported.
think it has some good women. I know that the national team is not so bad. There are 2 or 3
Yes.
strong women.
Yeah, and they are very ambitious as well. They work quite. I mean, they are doing a lot for chess. Just to name a few, the Women International Master, Chess February, was a popular Twitch streamer now. So, a friend, WCM, Rebecca Selkirk, and also another one, Charlize Fantil. There's many. Yeah, there's a lot. The young girls here have a lot of top women to look up to who are showing that it is possible to not only play chess, but some of them are actually making chess a career on the side, so to say. So it's good. Yeah. Now I was very happy to see some of the girls sign up for the SIMO. It's a good challenge. It's good practice. In fact,
Yeah.
let me see if I can get some.
I think. Checking. It's not easy to play so many games. You sometimes forget about some of them. You just go and see completely new.
Yeah. Yeah, I realize some of you are a bit shy to ask Marian some questions, but he's very friendly, as you can tell from our conversation. So please send your questions, or if you want to even unmute and ask questions, that's especially for the ones on Zoom. That you are the only one who can unmute. On YouTube, even if you unmute, we can't hear you. But for those on Zoom, you can even unmute and ask questions. Please feel free to send the questions. He is welcoming questions, as you have seen, even whilst he's playing. So let's see this game. Okay. So the Owen's defense was played here. Yeah, so the main lesson in most of the games has been the king safety. I'm noticing, especially with a lot of the younger ones, keeping the king safe. What is your advice to encourage kids to pay more attention to the safety of their king when they're playing?
Okay, of course, this is the most important. Sometimes you can be carried away that you have some active moves and you tend to think, okay, I can always castle, so you leave it for later. So I can always do this. I can always do this. Let's do something more active. But in many occasions, it turns out that it's the best is to make some kind of prophylactic in order to get your position safe, your king safe, and then to think about how to continue with the attack.
Yes, very well said. And for those who don't know what prophylactic means, it just means to prevent something bad from happening. You want to prevent your opponent's threats before they happen, so take some measures not to allow that to happen. Very important concept. I think there's even a saying in the English language: prevention is better than cure. So you want to prevent something bad from happening during your chess game. For example, getting your king checkmated or leaving it exposed to some annoying checks, which can lead to loss of material. Okay, it seems you have managed to throw Masokas away.
So far. You never know. He might be back.
He's coming back, I see. Just played another. Okay, so there are some questions for you here that I got from Nick. So the first one is how to develop a game plan in the middle game.
Oh, well, this comes with, this comes with the studying. You just have to learn the most common kind of plans, most standards. And yeah, you have to just study and play positions. It comes with experience. You cannot learn from one game only. So you need some time to learn the positions, but it comes with practice usually. The more you play, the more you get used to those positions and plans.
Okay, so maybe in one's opening, it's better to play some practice games just to get a feel for the opening and the general middle game plan, something like this.
Yeah. You just have to play a few times to try some things, and you learn which goes well and which goes bad.
All right. So thank you, Nick, for taking opportunity to ask the questions. So you saw that there was an opening. He asked not just one, 3 questions. So there are 2 more. So the second one is how to choose relevant lines to calculate and not to develop tunnel vision when calculating. Basically, just to think of the first move that comes to mind. How can you choose more to think about?
Yes, difficult question, but I think overall in the game there are no some cures which are valid for everything, and I think most of the things you learn during the tournament. So the more you play, I think the more you learn, and this is valid for all the aspects of the game: opening, end game, middle game. Just you have to study, of course, and you have to the things which are studied, you have to put them into the practice, and this is how you learn.
Yes.
There's some interesting end games here. I don't know.
One of the things I've started to say in terms of maybe here tunnel vision, where the person just looks at their one move that they have in mind and think it will lead to victory. It's like, imagine playing in a soccer match and you get the ball and you just see how you are going to run through the whole field. No one will try to stop you. They'll let you score without any problems. It's not going to happen. So likewise in chess. Chess is a sport, and it must be taken seriously as playing any physical sport where you have to run and push and shove other people. You are going to be running and shoving other people, but only with your brain. So if you want to consider more options, just realize that you cannot win just by finding one. If you do find one move, try to see how the opponent stops this plan of yours. Okay, one more question from Nicholas. How to deeply calculate a line while maintaining a clear idea of the position? So basically, calculate deeply, but still maintain what is going on, and then make an evaluation.
Yes, it's important because sometimes you can be carried away, and when you calculate, you can forget about some aspects of the game. Like, okay, usually when you calculate, you have to see what are the lines. If some of the lines are completely changing the shape of the game, the pawn structure, something is going on. Instead of having a solid game, you suddenly have a game where there is a chaos and you don't know what is going on. You have to be very careful when you go to such a positions, because if you have good position, there is no need to go into some big complications, because you just want to go to complications. If you think that it could be winning, yes, but if you're not sure, then better is just to keep the position if it's good for you and not to risk everything. You go usually in the complications, you go only if you think that they will bring you something. Okay.
Yeah, I fought to the extreme. I say I don't want to play complicated chess, but the first moment complications can happen, I go right away into them. And then I have to think for the rest of the game. Anyways, I claim I calculate reasonably well, but then the issue is that if you are tired, you miss a lot of things. And like, for example, I played in the league in September, the Chess Western Province League, and I was playing my opponent who blundered 2 pawns out of the opening. I had a very easy position. Best plan is to simply exchange everything and win the end game. But of course, my opponent tried to complicate things, and then I he in the process weakened his king. So now it looked like it was possible to attack the king, and I saw there was this maybe ambitious way to go for a checkmate. And I thought about it. He's attacking my rook in one move, but I can try to find the sacrifice. I can sacrifice the rook and go for checkmate. And I had just been reading and had in the week before, when there are two options, a complicated continuation and a simple line, choose the simple line. But I went headlong into the complicated line. It was a long line, maybe 10 moves or something. It looks like he should just get checkmated. But in the end, it turns out as the line went on, I didn't look that far. I only looked the first 4 or 5 moves. It felt good. It looks the king should be checkmated at some point. But he ended up giving away a rook back. And now I'd allowed him to find counterplay when I sacrificed my rook. So now I ended up drawing the game instead of winning the game. So that is definitely true advice, which I had to learn by experience. Avoid complications unless it's completely clear. Okay, so there are how many more games still going? So there are 7 wins so far, and 12 games going on. Some of them are coming closer to the end. And okay, there is still a very interesting game here with Akshay T. It's still equal material. Oh no. No. Some tricks there. I see there was he saw some back rank weakness there.
Yeah, there was one game when I just made a blunder. Yeah, he saw it.
Yeah.
But okay, anyway, it was equal position, so
Yeah, it's still equal. Yeah, the material is the same,
Hmm.
but he does have less time, which might be a challenge for him. The one player is in very serious time trouble. Only 15 seconds. Oh, crash road. Okay, he gets 10 seconds every move, but to play the rest of the game on seconds is not pleasant.
Hmm.
It's 2 bishops versus 2 knights. So here's a funny question, which is not so much really chess related, but if you had to choose one piece, say you're playing, someone has to play a blitz game to save your life. Let's put this dramatic thing. They have bishops or knights in a blitz game. They must win this blitz game. Which pieces would you prefer, knights or bishops?
Yeah, well, depends. Of course, always is different. In general, I like the bishops, but of course, it depends concretely from the position.
Yeah. I think it's Zanando said that in blitz, the knight is stronger than the bishop.
Is it a mate or what is going on here?
For you or for the opponent?
No, I don't know. Maybe it has some checks, but.
Okay, so Daniel has joined. Welcome, Daniel. The grandmaster denied you your famous victory there after you.
I'm
Yeah.
really sad. Yeah, because the when I lost there when he had the B2 push, when I calculated in my mind, my king was already on F2. So Rook A1 didn't come with check.
Yeah, for me, I have a question then. Why did you take on B3 with your knight?
Let me just quickly see again.
Yeah, you can open. Yeah, you can open the game. It's fine.
Yeah,
that's my question really, because you didn't have to take that knight.
Yeah,
he had no counterplay.
I know I didn't have to. I'm just going to go back to, where was it? Knight takes B3. Because my idea was I wanted to play Rook C5 and then play D5 and force the trade of rooks and my bishops.
Okay, so that people can follow.
B2. So my king collects a pawn and I win the end game. But after Rook C5 and Rook A8, I looked at Bishop B2, but I didn't like Rook A2 because I didn't like Rook A2 because then I thought I might have.
You have gone too far. I've lost you even when I was following in my head.
Sorry.
So let's go back on move number 26. So the critical moment he played knight B3, and you decided to take here on C3, not on B3 because you want to get your rook to C5.
And also to play D5 after rook C5.
Yeah, taking advantage of the pin. Although the knight can move and protect the rook, but
he doesn't want to exchange if he's down 2 pawns. That was my logic.
I see. But why didn't you take instead the pawn on C4?
Because I was worried about knight takes D4.
Okay, knight D4. Which knight? The knight on C.
The knight's on C6 because it opens up a discovery towards my knight.
Yeah, but isn't there an intermezzo here? Knight D6, right? I mean, he gives a check. You play king F1, or maybe he takes on C3.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I've got back rank issues.
But nevertheless, taking there, I don't think was.
I didn't have to take, but I didn't want to retreat, and I didn't want to go into that knight takes D4 line.
But there's a better move, so knight E4, and you can jump with your knight to C5. because now he doesn't have this threat of knight d4 anymore. The knight, although it's on b3, it's not really doing anything. It cannot go forward. The best place it can go forward is this corner square, which, I mean, it's not a scary move. Otherwise, it must go back. So
I'm going to be honest. I don't think the problem. I don't think was obviously taking b3 isn't the best move, but I think looking back on it, I would have, after c takes b3, would have still been winning with rook b5, just like the engine is saying now.
well, the engine sees everything, but as a human player, when you're playing in a real game, the main job, what I'm trying to show, is always avoid giving any sort of counterplay when it's not necessary. Because here you are just winning with no threats to your position whatsoever. And he could resign. In fact, I was speaking with him live. You can listen in earlier on what he thought about this position, even much earlier. So there was nothing really to do. I mean, the worst thing you can do is go here, but this just helps you play f3 anyways. And now it's fine. You can still, when this knight eventually moves, because it does nothing useful there, rook c5 comes, black can do absolutely nothing. But now, when you do go this way, of course, you have to play rook b5 to stop this. The engine is dealing with what I'm discussing, stopping counterplay. But you went ahead with wanting to carry out your plan, but you allowed him now to create counterplay. Now suddenly the pawn which was here is a pass pawn. You know, it's a tough lesson. Of course, I know at the moment it doesn't feel good, and especially that you are live on camera and all of that. But yeah, credit to you for coming on. It's not a pleasant lesson, but
I mean, in the end, there's a reason why he's a grandmaster and I am where I am right now, because they say the difference between a grandmaster and international master is being able to win lost positions.
He's laughing.
Yeah.
Just hinting at the fact that it was a lost position.
I don't know, Marian, what words do you have for Daniel after this experience of his?
Yeah, he just this is, I think, something which you have said. When you have winning position, this is the time to think a little bit more. And I think maybe he thought that everything is winning, but he played maybe a move too soon, because he needed to make one or two more moves, and he was absolutely winning. Okay, so
yeah, I'm gonna leave the Zoom call now.
Oh, that's fine. Thanks, Daniel.
Thank you for the game and the talk.
Thank you, and it was a pleasure to play with you. Good luck.
Good luck.
Okay, I think I will lose one game because I made big blunder against this guy. I lost the queen against Masoka.
But he's been pushing you for a while.
I thought I was very well, and suddenly I just blundered the queen.
Oh no!
And now, he has a very, of course, it's a totally winning, I think, for him. So what can I do?
But okay, it's time pressure. Of course, you do have a queen down, but you still have a bishop, and but now knowing how you escaped against Daniel, I wouldn't give away this result yet. Let's see what happens. Maybe Masoka will also show. Maybe the theme for this Simon is how to concentrate when you have an advantage. But for sure, here it's clear. But let's see how he does. That time also is the other factor. 1 minute and 17 seconds, even though he has 10 seconds.
But there is increment, of course, so it's not that difficult because basically I don't have any threats, and for him it's very easy to just make a lot of moves.
No, and also he has this G pawn, which is just running.
Yeah, I think this will decide the game. Because I cannot stop this pawn. Yeah, not much I can do.
Red button is saying, I can't believe so many players are still standing strong. Well, I mean, it is quite long because of the time control, but a few of them are definitely fighting. Masoka has been the one from the group who plays. I think everyone has tried. Daniel was winning, yeah, we can agree. And some of the games ended quicker, but in general, I think they've all shown fighting spirit, which I think is the most important thing. They didn't just resign because they are playing a grandmaster. They all tried to play.
Yes.
And yeah, so it's good to see. Okay, thank you to all the people that are subscribing to the channel. It's very much appreciated. If you have not subscribed already, please do subscribe to the channel and follow us on Instagram as well. It's in the description. Yeah, we want to continue to reach as many people who love chess as possible. So liking and following helps, so that when we advertise this, more people can see it, and also YouTube will show it to a lot more chess players. So thank you for your support. Okay, let's see. There is the game with Akshay. Okay, you managed to win a pawn back. Let's see if our kids have endgame technique. So it's 3 versus 2.
Yeah.
3 versus 2, which he should draw because he doesn't at least have this weakness.
In general,
You said?
In general, it's a draw. Yes, of course, it should be a
He
draw.
should, but okay. That's why I'm saying let's see if he has technique, because this one he should know. Who was it who said that every rook ending is a draw? Was it Tarash?
I think, yeah.
All rook endings are draw. But now, funny enough, on the 20 golden rules of endgames, someone edited that statement and said, not all rook endings are draw.
Yeah.
Yeah, but the tendency to draw is very high because of the activity.
Yeah, of course, if they're with equal pawns, and even if sometimes it's a pawn or 2 down, but you have activity, it could be also draw, yeah.
Yes. Okay. You have only 8 minutes now.
Where?
In the game against some person.
Which one? I don't see. Maybe I forgot.
No, there's something is not right. I must reload.
Yes, because yeah, I forgot about this game. I didn't play for 1 hour here. Okay. Yes, that's what I told you. Sometimes I just play the same games, and I just don't play some games for a long time, and suddenly I see a position which I haven't seen from half an hour.
Oh. Yeah, because there's still a lot of games too. In 9 games, it says you're playing.
I think this guy, some player was not from your list, if I remember correctly. Or he is from, I don't remember. Anyway, there was one guy who was just random.
Wait, is there someone who joined in a random player?
No, you said in the beginning that there was maybe one person.
No, I was making a mistake. I was confusing Nick. Yeah, there was false alarm. Everyone who was playing here registered.
All right.
Yeah, we only had 19 people who had signed up, so all 19 have joined. So far, 10 out of 19. Ahsoka is going to, well, he's trying at least, trying to turn the tide. Yeah. If he can manage to keep his time and all of that. Yeah, it's tricky. It's now getting in the red zone. So let's see. Uh,
Okay, what can I do here? Mm. And then let's see.
Chris is having too much fun in the chat.
I'm going, I don't know what is going on with this. Yeah, there's one game where when I have only 7 minutes. So
I'm not sure why it's doing that. Yeah.
you have to be very careful not to lose on time. I always forget about this game and my time is just running out.
But yeah, you have extra minutes though on the clock, because the host normally has extra minutes since you're playing other games. So I'm not sure why it's not catching up on that one. So it's the game against
Yeah,
some person.
yeah. Mm-hmm.
And it's not easy also. What opening was this? It's a very strange. Oh yeah, it was the Karokan with Bishop F5 and all this. So I saw this one earlier, early queen trade, but then it was staying still for a while. Yeah, you must play quicker on this one.
Oh, 6 minutes only. Okay. Maybe I have to just finish this game first.
Yeah. Okay, I see there's only 7 more games to go. Okay, some of them are much more closer to win now because
yeah. Mm.
okay. So the one junior player was more focused on the attack, but not focusing on the king. But it is normal. At least they are learning lessons. Is Jose Raul Capablanca said one has to lose 100 chess games before they can become a strong. But the kids don't want to hear the part of the 100 chess games. They want to hear that they can become Magnus Carlsen in only 12 weeks. But let's be fair, no one wants to lose 100 chess games. Yeah? It is difficult to lose, as we have said earlier, but it's important that more than anything, even though it's painful, to learn from the losses and to apply those lessons. All right. So those who are joining on the meeting, again, I'm inviting questions, comments. You can unmute and, like what Daniel did, discuss your game. Welcome, Jessica.
Yeah. Okay, Masoka win. I have to resign here. No move. Well done to Masoka.
Masoka did, yeah. He managed to be the owner. Hello, Jessica.
Yeah. Congratulations. It was a very nice game. Okay.
Hi, Jessica.
Hello.
Hello. How was your game?
I lost.
Okay. What did you learn from the game? Let's see. I'm opening the game. So this was your game. So you started quite well the first few moves. So let's see from your side. Everything was fine. Yeah, I remember this game now. So this was the main lesson. your knight was on the side of the board, and now you pushed it. You pushed this pawn and allowed your knight and your bishop to fall into a tactic. Don't know whether the signal went down, but I'll continue when she returns. I'm sure Masoka must be very excited. He'll be telling all his friends that he's won against the grandmaster.
Yeah.
But for the fact that in 19 games, and I think he was the highest rated player who was participating in the section. He's 15 something, or maybe now since the ratings have changed,
But he
maybe
played,
just over 1600.
really well. Yeah.
Yeah. I played him actually in an over-the-board tournament in September, but it helped me that since I'm on YouTube, the kids watch me on YouTube, so they become a bit more nervous when they play me, because they think I know a lot more than I do. So I could see he was very nervous. I was able to. I showed him quite some nice tactics. Hello, Jessica, you are back? Oh no, that's not Jessica. That's Chris. Chris, how's it?
Hi.
How was your game?
It was good. I survived a long time. I fought hard. I fought to the bitter end, and I think I gave him a good game.
Okay, that's good to hear. Your dad told me you were preparing for the game before your coach. So did you see some of the things you were preparing, or did he surprise you?
No, I prepared the wrong. I prepared the Sicilian, but I prepared the wrong line.
Oh, okay. But he's a grandmaster. He has too many tricks up his sleeve, so he can he can surprise you. Okay,
Yeah.
so you are not. Okay, so do you have a question for him that you want to ask?
I guess. I want to ask how he knew what to do on every move. Like, he didn't make a single blunder. Like, I didn't make any mistakes either. I just miscalculated one exchange where I lost a bishop, which lost me the rest of the game.
Okay, Marian, there is the question for you. How are you finding all these moves?
Yeah, well, there is no some clear answer. You just, of course, it comes, like I said, with the experience, and when you play a lot of games and you learn more things with each game, so it becomes a bit easier for you to find solutions.
Thank you so much. Good game.
Good luck to you in the future.
Thank you.
Thanks, Chris.
Thank you.
Yeah. Okay. If you have another question, you can also ask. And I see Rowan has joined. Welcome.
Okay. There are 2 games left.
Yeah, 2 more games. Okay, if you have a question for the grandmaster, please, you can unmute, or if you are shy to unmute, you can just send me a message. Find me and send a message. Yeah, Chris. Oh, I see you had unmuted, so I thought you wanted to say something.
Sorry, I didn't know if you were talking to me.
Oh,
I just want to ask, how old was he when he started chess?
Maybe I was like 12 or, yeah, when I started to go to the club, I mean, then 11 or 12, something like this.
When did you learn to play?
he said when he was 11 or 12.
Yeah, when I was 10 or 11, 12.
Oh, wow. Well, I'm 11 now, and I think I can play a decent game, so maybe I'll have some hope in the future.
Yeah, of course, yeah. Nowadays, of course, yeah, I see that children tend to start a bit earlier. You can see now a lot of even grandmasters from India recently, they're becoming like very early, 12, 13 years old. But Yeah, I think even if you start with 14 or 11 or 12, you always have a chance to improve. So,
Well, I just want to say thank you so much for the game. I had a great experience, and yeah, thank you so much.
okay, welcome and good luck in the future.
Thank you. Goodbye.
Bye. Okay, I think
Okay, Jessica, you are back. I see you are back. So I was asking about the game, Jessica. What you thought about the game?
I don't know.
Oh, that's fine. Do you have a question, though? Do you have a question to the Grandmaster? What you want to ask him? Anything you want to ask
No.
about the game or just in general? Okay, that's not a problem. No pressure. It's fine. Okay, Samuel, you are there. Hello, Samuel.
Hello.
What did you think of your game? So you just finished now. You played a very long game, more than 2 hours you're playing.
Well, it was hard, but in the end, I was 4 pawns down.
Yeah, in the end, it was a little bit worse than it looked at the beginning. At the beginning, you started quite well. So did you prepare this opening against him?
No.
Okay. So what did you think overall about the game? Do you have any questions about the game that you want to ask him? He can hear you.
No.
No questions. Oh, okay. If there's no questions about the game, any questions at all for the Grandmaster, he can also take the questions. Okay. Yeah. You can think of some if you don't have some now. By the way, those I have asked for questions. If you don't have questions now, you can think of some questions and we'll take time to answer questions since there's still 2 more games. Welcome, Kaylee. Hello.
Hi.
What did you think of the game?
I think it was a very good experience, and I think I learned a lot from it.
All right, I'm glad to hear that. So, do you have a question for the Grandmaster?
Yes.
Okay,
How did he
go
become
ahead.
so? How did he become so good?
Well, of course, it takes a long time. Unfortunately, there is not a quick fix. So you have to train a lot, you have to study, and you have to play, of course, a lot. And this is how you can become a good player. Yeah, of course, you need talent as well, but a lot of work, talent, and maybe some luck sometimes.
Okay.
By the way, this end game is very interesting. I
With
think
Akshay.
it could be a draw, probably.
Yeah, it looks like he should draw. His king is too close to the pawn, and the rook is also making checks from the short side.
Yeah.
If you move your rook, then he comes close to the pawn.
Yeah. Okay, draw. I think I cannot win because I cannot hide my king from the check, so he always gives me check, 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 check. This is actually a very interesting theoretical endgame, and the only way white is safe, the king has to be on this side, on the h file. If the king goes at the d file, then my king goes to g3 and g2,
Yeah.
and it's bridge. But the king always have to stay on the shorter side, and now this is a draw. Okay, draw. We have only
Yeah,
one.
I'm impressed, honestly. It's good. And I'm sure his coach will be also happy that his student showed some endgame technique.
Mhm.
Yeah. It's good. It's good. Okay. So, Kaylee, that was one question from you. Do you have other questions? Okay. So, Akshay makes a draw.
It's only one game.
Yeah. That's
And yeah. I have
okay.
position, of course, but
Where is the game? Is it the one you in time trouble? That game?
no, yeah. So now I just have completely winning. So
Oh, okay. Where is it?
I have to
I can't
finish, guys. So I also have to finish soon because I have other appointments. So thank you for all those who are joined today us and play with me and participated in this live stream with Yone. And I hope it was good for you. You have learned a lot of things, and I wish you good luck in the future.
All right, thank you so much, Marian, for your time and playing the games. I mean, this one is almost finished.
Yeah.
Yeah. I see Luanda joined. Luanda, are you there? Luanda. Congrats for being the only one to take a victory from the grandmaster. How does it feel?
Yeah, congratulations as well from me. It was very nice.
Luanda, you can hear me?
Yes, sir. I can hear you.
Okay, so how does it feel? He doesn't have words. The feeling is too much. Okay. You did play well. We were following your game closely, and you had him thinking quite a little bit. So maybe, yeah. Okay, so that is checkmate. Okay, and that's all the games.
Yes.
All right then. So
Okay, guys, good luck from me, and I have to go. So again, it was a pleasure, and Yona, thank you as well for organizing this nice event.
you're very welcome. Thank you for joining. It was a pleasure. I enjoyed every moment of it, and yes, I'm sure the kids and the parents and everyone who was watching or still watching on YouTube enjoyed it as well. Thank you very much.
Thank you, guys, and bye.
Bye-bye. Okay, guys, thank you for joining the CMU. Thank you for playing. You can, when you were playing, we were commenting on the games. We were discussing. The Grandmaster was also saying what he thought about the game, so you can listen in. It's there on YouTube. You can find it. In the end, I must say congrats to two of our local players, Luando and Akshay. For Luando won the game. He's the only one who won, and Akshay drew. But everyone else, even if you didn't get a result, chess is not about winning and losing. It's more important to learn from their experience, and you also got a chance to ask questions, and the Grandmaster was responding. So yeah, I don't know if anyone wants to say anything or make one more questions to me about the, yeah, I don't know. Anyone wants to say anything else before we say good night? You're very welcome to the saying thank you. It was a pleasure. I enjoyed it.
Coach,
Yes.
I just wanted to say thank you for the amazing opportunity.
You're very welcome. You're very welcome. It was a pleasure to have you all guys join in. Would you want to do something like this again at some point? Maybe when you've learned from the lessons and you want to beat the Grandmaster next time, yeah? Next time we want him to get it must say here 19 losses, because in 19 games he managed to win 17, so we would want him to finish with 19 losses. Can we make that happen, guys? Is that possible?
Yeah, it is.
I don't hear that. You guys don't sound convincing. Right? Do you believe it's possible? Can we all win?
Yes, we can. Yeah, we can all win.
Indeed, Wando, you have led the way. You have started it. It's possible, guys. One of you won, so he's the one who's saying we can. So if he's saying we can, yeah. But of course, I'm only joking. Of course, it's not about winning and losing. It's more important to learn to become better chess players. So for me, I want to encourage you guys. I was very impressed. Some of you actually prepared for this event. You went and looked at the Grandmaster's openings, and you were trying to prepare some stuff. So well done, guys. It shows, for me, a lot. It shows that you are serious and you really want to become better. So that's really, really a good, something good for, and Akshay, well done for defending a very tough endgame. It shows that we also have young players here who can play chess endgame. So this, for me, is a good advertisement for the chess talent that is here in South Africa. And with hard work and a lot of commitment, of course, a lot of money, because chess development does take money. But more than those other things, time and commitment, you guys have the potential to become much better. And who knows, maybe from this group we can have grandmasters. Huh? Can we?
Yeah, surely.
Surely, right. Okay,
Surely,
everything is
surely.
possible. So
Yeah.
thank you again. I really appreciate it. I enjoyed every minute of it. It was quite nice to see you guys play and fight in every game. I don't think anyone was just resigning. I didn't see anyone resign on move one. You know? All the games went on very long and you guys were competing. So it's really good to see. Very happy and proud of all of you. Thank you to the parents for supporting the event, of course, and getting you guys to join, and for all of you for spending your time. I know it's a school night, so you guys have really shown that you are serious about chess to invest more than 2 hours of your time. So once again, let's all give each other a round of applause. Yes, well done. Well done, everyone. Anyone who wants to say anything else, questions, comments before I say good night?
I do have one more question, sir, regarding
Yes.
our game in the simultaneous exhibition.
Yes.
When GM Petrov played A5, did he notice that my attack in the queen side, in the king side, will be much faster, and that the A4 move is a little bit slower to stop it?
This move A4,
I
you mean?
think, yeah, that move A4. I think it was inaccurate because my attack will be like much faster than his transferring his rook to the king side to defend.
Well done for spotting that. And the computer agrees. It says it's a question mark. Dubious move. It's not very good. But the grandmaster agreed that your attack was dangerous. He was speaking live when he was looking at the game. He wasn't sure if you survive because you managed to follow the number one rule of attack with everything. You attacked with all your pieces, and in the end, this was a really good game. You played amazing. Well done. It's very impressive, and you didn't let him up. You had him on the defense for a long time until he made a mistake. So really, it's a great victory, and very happy for you.
Thank you very much.
Okay, anyone else wants to say something? Comments, questions? Okay, if there's nothing else, my song, I always say it. Thank you once again for joining. As always, keep chessing. Have a good night, everyone. Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Bye, good night. You're welcome.
Thank you.
You're welcome, Enrique. Bye-bye. Bye, Kaylee. Bye, Luanda.